Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. Under the glittering chandeliers of the Tencent Starlight Awards, one moment quietly stole the entire night. It wasn't about who won or who performed. It was about two stars, Zhao Jinmai and Zhang Linghe, sitting side by side, unaware that every camera lens, every fan heart, was already writing a love story between them. In that single moment, the awards turned into something far more beautiful, a scene straight out of a drama we never knew we needed. The Tencent Starlight Awards has always been a night of dazzle and power where China's biggest names gather beneath 1,000 lights. But this year, the spotlight had its own idea. Amid all the glamour and grandeur, something tender began to unfold right before the audience's eyes. When Zhao Jinmai walked the red carpet, the crowd held its breath. Dressed in an ethereal white gown that shimmered like moonlight, she looked like time had stopped just to watch her pass. Cameras flashed, reporters whispered, and fans online called her the purest vision of elegance. She wasn't just attending an award show, she was creating a moment. Zhang Linghe, on the other hand, arrived with quiet charisma, confident but calm, every inch of him glowing with that signature boyish charm that's made countless viewers fall in love with his K-drama characters. Wearing a classic black tuxedo with modern details, he looked every bit the leading man, not just in dramas, but in real life. When the two were seated side by side in the VIP section, no one could have predicted how naturally their presence would blend. The camera panned, and the crowd erupted. No script, no pretense, just two stars sharing the same frame, and suddenly, the night wasn't about awards anymore. Fans online went wild within minutes. On Weibo, the hashtag Zhao Jinmai Zhang Linghe same frame hit the trending list. International fans flooded Twitter and TikTok with clips, slow-motion edits, and captions like they look like a real drama couple. But what made the moment special wasn't their looks, it was the energy between them. Zhao Jinmai smiled gently as Zhang Linghe leaned closer to speak. Their laughter was soft, natural, and heartbreakingly sincere. It wasn't staged. It was the kind of connection that can't be rehearsed. As one fan perfectly put it, it felt like watching the first episode of a romance drama before we even knew the title. That chemistry, that quiet magic, made everyone pause. And deep down, every viewer knew this was more than just an award night. But as the show continued and cameras kept finding them, something even more beautiful unfolded, a silent story written in glances, gestures, and emotions words could never fully capture. When Zhao Jinmai and Zhang Linghe appeared together in the audience, the energy subtly shifted. They didn't perform on stage, yet somehow, the entire hall seemed to orbit around them. At one point, the host cracked a joke, and Jinmai turned to Zhang Linghe, covering her mouth as she laughed. He smiled, not the rehearsed celebrity smile, but a real one. The kind you give when someone truly makes your heart lighter. The camera caught that exact second, and the internet did the rest. Within hours, short clips had been looped millions of times. Fans from around the world, from Korea to Indonesia, Thailand to the US, commented in every language imaginable. They're glowing together. This looks like the red carpet version of Hidden Love. Please, someone cast them in a drama already. The reactions weren't just about visuals, it was about emotion. That rare authenticity that fans crave but seldom see in an industry built on perfection. Behind the scenes, those who attended said the pair were polite, graceful, and genuinely warm to everyone they met. Zhang Linghe reportedly waited as Jinmai adjusted her gown before walking down the stairs, a small gesture that didn't go unnoticed. Fans caught it in fan cams and dubbed it the gentleman moment. What's fascinating is how their on-screen personas mirror this very energy. Zhao Jinmai, known for her grounded and pure acting in Reset and Balcony Girl, carries that same quiet emotional power in real life. Zhang Linghe, who has captured hearts in story of cunning palace and flourish in time, embodies that thoughtful, steady charm fans can't resist. So when these two shared a frame, it felt like two worlds finally aligning, grace meeting warmth, sincerity meeting strength. And maybe, that's why fans couldn't look away. Because deep down, it wasn't just about a potential pairing. It was about witnessing something real even for a fleeting moment, in a room full of illusions. As the night drew to a close, and the final award was announced, something happened that made fans believe that destiny might just have a soft spot for stories like this one. When the lights dimmed for the ceremony's closing montage, the camera lingered one last time on Zhao Jinmai and Zhang Linghe. They weren't aware of it, but that candid shot became the viral image of the night. Jinmai's soft expression, Linghe's calm posture side by side, under the glittering stage lights captured the kind of serenity that felt almost cinematic. Later, clips surfaced of them leaving the venue. Zhao Jinmai, surrounded by staff, gave a polite bow to her fans before heading to her car. Just a few steps behind, Zhang Linghe was seen glancing in her direction, a small, almost protective gesture that fans replayed again and again, calling it the look of someone who cares. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't exaggerated. It was simply real. That's the beauty of moments like these. They remind us that behind the fame, the titles, and the flashing lights, there are still humans who feel, who laugh, who share quiet connections that transcend the stage. And maybe that's why this moment resonated so deeply, because it wasn't about ships or rumors, it was about emotion. The kind that doesn't need to be confirmed to be believed. Over the next few days, fan art, edits, and fanfics flooded the internet. People weren't just watching, they were storytelling. They turned that one silent night into a global conversation about chemistry, destiny, and the beauty of connection. Some said it reminded them of the old K-drama magic where a single look could carry an entire season of emotion. Others called it the real-life K-drama moment of the year. And maybe they're right. Because in an age where everything feels curated and filtered, Zhao Jinmai and Zhang Linghe gave fans something that felt untouched, raw, genuine, and heartbreakingly beautiful. And as fans continue